crossover is vicious. I got more swagger than him. Hit the bottom of the all of your trash talking was pointless. Say it now, you slacking in goaltending. My actions are bone chilling.
I gotta hold down the city.
The 2K Sports.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Denver Nuggets. Well, for Denver, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And tip-off approaching, but in the meantime, who do you think are the top post scorers in the NBA right now?
Well, one, DeMarcus Cousins, 25-13, can go inside and go outside. He's a little frantic at times, but he's up there. Zach Randolph, he's got great feet work, nice soft touch. Big Al Jefferson, a.k.a. Baby Fundamentals. He does everything with his right hand, so he's
It's an all-Western Conference matchup in today's game as the Nuggets come into town for this one. We're live at AT&T Center. Welcome to San Antonio, Texas for this Spurs home game. Thank you for joining us. It's the NBA presented by 2K Sports for this Thursday afternoon game. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and courtside Doris Burke. And it's going to be San Antonio off the tip. Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Gallinari sits outside at 3 with Farid at the 4. Mudiay out there with Harris. Now here's Parker. Back to Green. This one for 3. Gallinari with the rebound.
Really was a slow start for Gallinari last season. Took him a while to get back to speed after missing all of the 2013-14 season with that torn ACL.
And San Antonio has possession. Pass to Green. And the wide open shot from Duncan. And a miss there on the triple. Gallinari did get better and better over time. I mean, he improved. He started to get back to his former self near the end of the season.
Yeah, had that huge 47-point explosion towards the end of last season. And listen, he's still a young guy and hopefully can continue to build after his injury woes.
And here's Leonard from 3. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Leonard's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Now here's Mudiay. He's covered closely. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his first foul. Kicks to Gallinari. Just 5 to shoot. Uncovered. They get it again. Jokic tips it back in.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in.
Yeah, and that's what happens, though, when you do your work early in terms of getting the good position.
Here's Green. After the Nuggets pick up 2. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jump shots.
Mudiay pass to Gallinari. They set the pick. He kicks it to Mudiay. From downtown. Can't hit. And San Antonio will go the other way with it.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Here's Duncan. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
And Harris wide open. He shoots. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Well, as Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammon, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the...
It might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
And how good a playmaker has Tony Parker been? One of the best in recent history. The all-time leader in assists for the Spurs over his 14 years there. Just a crafty guy with the ball in his hand.
And continuing our talk of Tony Parker, the first year he laced up his sneakers, he increased the tempo for that entire Spurs offense, and it continues to this day.
Yeah, and the increase in floor spacing and tempo, a big reason the Admiral, Tim Duncan, and Parker won the championship together in 2003, and obviously Duncan and Parker have won a few more rings since then.
A lot of times in the first quarter, it will dictate how big a role a player has later on.
Moutier kicks to Fareed. And it's Harris off the drive. Duncan with the block. At the elbow, Green. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Green's got 5 points so far.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
Screen by Fareed. Shot to stop the ball.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
And, of course, Tony Parker, so big for San Antonio in those championship runs. But word on the street was that Spurs coach Greg Popovich didn't always go easy on Tony. He really pushed him to the limit.
You know, it started back when Tony was invited to the Spurs summer camp before the 2001 draft. One of the scouts was really physical with Tony, really gave him a hard time, and that was really the start of his maturation process in learning to deal with the NBA.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here.
And, you know, getting back to Popovich's relationship with Tony Parker, Pop made the decision to draft Parker. So he obviously saw something. But Pop's a perfectionist, and if you're going to play point guard for him, you've got to deliver consistently.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. To the paint. Here's Chandler. The rebound by Anderson.
And talking about Tony Parker, Pop's tough love with him really paid off. Tony eventually became incredibly consistent, culminating with him being named the Finals MVP back in 07. Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Again, Doris Burke spoke with Mike Malone. Doris?
We talked about David West and what makes him such a tough player to defend. Coach said, West is special because he's so skilled for a player of his size and strength. He can score inside and also spread the floor with his shooting. He can have a quiet night and still drop 20 and 10, so we've got to stay conscious of him at all times. Guys, we'll see how they do against him.
And as always, Doris, thank you. And Mills with a clear path to the hoop. Barton with the rebound. The Nuggets trail by 4. Passes it to Augustine. He feeds it to Barton for 3. Another 3 for Denver.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
The Spurs have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. Martin dishes to Diaw. The 3 from Mills. And he gets the bucket. Mills has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusive beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots. I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
With 4 seconds on the clock. And Martin with the lay-in. Good. Barton. The shot will not go. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. It's the Spurs. They lead by 6. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And the ageless one, Tim Duncan, just a remarkable career. His teammate Tony Parker talked about playing alongside truly one of the all-time great players.
It's unbelievable. Like, especially a big guy, you know, with all that pounding and his knee. It's just amazing.
It's both unbelievable and amazing, you'd have to agree, talking about Tim Duncan and how he, Greg, continues to stay near the top of his game.
You know, Kevin, they say nobody has ever defeated Father Time. But you know what? There have been a couple of bigs that that you'd have to say are the exceptions. Kareem being one, and then obviously now what Tim Duncan has been able to do over the course of his career. Just unbelievable.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
On the floor for Denver as we get going here in the second quarter. Boutier out there with Will Barton. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. Then there's Gallinari. And it's Sampson in at the 3 spot.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
They might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
The Nuggets missed the postseason again last year. Never really had a good look at it and just fell in back of the pack.
And it's the second straight year of not playing playoff basketball in Denver. This coming on the heels of 10 straight bursts between 04 and 13.
And the shot is good.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
And Parker comes with the help. And the official signals a backcourt violation. Not very careful there. San Antonio leading by 6. Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Here's Sampson. Good. And Harris gets the assist.
And that's what you want to see. Good, fundamental, sound basketball with the bounce pass.
Well, perhaps one of the most intriguing draft picks of this past summer, Emmanuel Mudiay, can be a game-changing player. Was going to play, Clark, as you recall, at SMU for Larry Brown.
He sure was, and went overseas instead. So we don't know a ton about him other than his reputation is sterling. Now we'll see if he can live up to it.
San Antonio's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. Outside Leonard to the left wing. Here's Duncan. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Duncan's got the lead up to 6 now for the Spurs.
And how about Mudiay, guys? He has a very interesting upbringing. Born in the Congo, grew up in Texas, then spent last. Season in China, already a very well-traveled young man for a player of his age.
And you know, with Mudiay, you can't ignore what he does on the court. He has amazing size, excellent vision, and is a natural playmaker for his squad.
The free throw good for Mudiay. Daniel Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili.
Let's go Spurs.
Second free throw, no good.
You know, you take a look at this group of Spurs and you wonder if they've peaked. I mean, it seems you say that a lot with this team, and they prove you wrong. But Popovich said last year he feels it might actually be the case.
The Nuggets trail by 5. Fareed, a screen on Parker. A look from Harris. The Nuggets with another miss.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Pass to Leonard. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Parker's shot is off. You know, one thing about this San Antonio team, they just didn't go away last year. Pop himself said he felt they peaked in the 2014 finals.
You know, and you wonder if what Pop said is true. Spurs lost in the first round last year, and they'll be going through a lot of changes in the near future. And with the way they run that organization, they'll still be competing, I believe, for quite some time.
Here's Mudiay. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. And it's Harris off the drive. And the rejection by Leonard.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Here's Duncan. But they get it back. Aldridge kicks to Green. Lets the 3 fly. And it's Jokic with the rebound. The Nuggets trail by 7. Here's Harris. Here's Gallinari. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Boris Diaz checked in for Duncan. Kyle Anderson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Martin's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Mills in for Parker. Shot clock at 3. A 3 from Anderson. No good. And it's Denver the other way.
And one thing that everybody loves about Coach Pop is his front and straightforward with you as he is with anybody else.
A nice shot by Gallinari.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Spurs leading by 3. It's Martin on the wing. And Diaw kicks to Green. Back to Diaw. The 3. Count that one. Diaw's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Well, you've got Greg Popovich, and I think he puts this at times grumpy demeanor in more of a spotlight. He's playing along, as we all know, with the sideline reporters. He knows, Greg, you know this firsthand, when to turn it on, when to turn it off. He can be as compassionate a person, Clark, that you and I have ever been around.
Yeah, he's competitive, but he understands that we're all human, and he treats people the right way all the time.
Chandler, the pass to Gallinari. Chandler, a screen. Dishes to Laverne. Mills with the steal. On the wing, Green. Guarded by Augustine. Diaw with a wide open look. Misses the three. The Nuggets trail by 6. Feeds it to Augustine. The rebound by Anderson.
You know what? His finishing ability is not really at the...
Oh, wow. That's a beautiful feed.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And that one's good. Martin. Now, here's Diaw. He's guarded closely. Takes the three. And Kevin Martin, the bucket on the assist by Diaw. Martin's got 5 points so far. Down low with 4 seconds on the clock. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Laverne.
Great pass that time by DJ Augustine.
Mills, that's a 2-pointer. No good on that last second attempt there. The clock runs out.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach Popovich, a strong first half for you. Was the up-tempo pace part of the game plan?
Well,
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here.
Oh mein Gott, regt mich das gerade auf. Nehme ich den Controller? Ja, ist okay. Willst du mir jetzt sagen, der ist auch leer, oder was? Echt jetzt?
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
with the second half beginning in just a moment. One guy who's been getting it done is Danny Green.
I guess you could say his performance transcends the stat sheet.
That's a good way to put it, partner. No huge numbers, but he's been rock solid, making some very important plays for him.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Spurs, Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Duncan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
And Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. The Nuggets trail by 5. Gallinari with it. The pass to Moutier. In the corner, it's Harris. Three-pointer, and he gets it to go. Harris has got 9.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Green kicks to Parker. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.